Welcome to American Dream Vacation. I'm Virgil and I am going to be doing the interior of Unit 1856. So, first of all, let me show you this door here. You've got two doors here. You got your main door and then you have your screen door. So, and basically with this main door, you want to come back here and you want to hook this on, and it keeps that door from slamming shut on you in the event that the wind's blowing hard. So, and that's what that's designed to do. And then you have your screen door here, which you can see. And that'll help, keep the mosquitoes or bugs out. So I'm going to go ahead and open this up, and we're going to go inside here. All right. So the first thing I'm going to talk about right over here is your breaker box. Over here is your main breaker box. Basically, you just push that, and you pop that open, and as you'll see, you have all of your breakers in here, and in here are all your fuses. Okay? So that's your main breaker box. Over here, you have a propane detector there. And that detects the scent of propane. Propane smells like rotten eggs. This also will alarm if it smells something else. So like if you spray Lysol or something really strong, this will also go off to let you know that there's some foreign smell in the air. Okay? And over here is your refrigerator. Freezer, refrigerator. If you notice right here, you've got this button here. And as you can see, that turns it on automatic. And you can see it went on automatic. Right now, we're plugged into electricity. So it's running on electricity. The minute you turn it off automatic and you turn on gas, and then it'll switch to gas. Okay, it automatically knows what to do. Okay, so when you first turn the fridge on, it takes about 6 to 8 hours before it to get to its maximum operating temperature. Okay, when you close the door on the fridge or the freezer, always make sure you hear that little click, and that way you know that the door is closed properly and it won't fly open when you're towing the trailer down the road. Okay, so that's how the fridge works. Also over here you have your microwave, and it's just like any microwave at home, it's self-explanatory. Here you just set your time and cook and so forth. And then you have a light here for your exhaust fan, and then that's your fan there as well. Okay, on your stove, in order to open this cover up, you flip it back and you put it like so, and that opens up the stove. And in order to light the stove, you decide which eye you want to use, and you turn it to light, and then you use a sparkerator, and that lights the stove. That's pretty much how that works. Okay. Now the oven is different. The oven, you basically turn to pilot on, and you have to hold this in. And if you look down in the oven here, you will see way under the bottom there's two little prongs. So you got this, you're holding this in, you have your lighter, and you hold it on there, and when the prong stays lit, you keep this in, and then you pull back, and then you keep this button in, and then you hold it in for about 1 minute to 2 minutes. And then once you let go, that should stay lit. And then you turn it to the temperature you want it to be, and that's how the oven would work. Okay? So it's not instantaneous. You have to hold it for 1 minute or 2 to get it to light and go from there. Also, you have a GFI breaker here, and then you have light switches under here and so forth, and cabinets and so forth like that. Different things. Over here at your sink, you have your nice covers here for the sink, and that's how your sink would work. And it's a nice stainless steel sink here. So when you have your water, if you have a hose hooked up, then of course you'd be running from the city water connection, and you'd have forced water as if you were at home. And if you don't have a hose hooked up, then you'd be using water out of your fresh water tank. And then there's a pump that I'll show you that turns that on. Okay, so if you come over here, if you look up top here, you see you have a smoke detector here, and then you have these AC vents and lights and so forth there. Over here is your monitor panel, and if you look at this, you've got this one button here that says slide out. So of course you want to make sure there's nothing on the outside that you're going to hit when you bring in the room out, of course. So, and you just take this button here and you just hit it in or out, and then that will bring the room in and out. This other button here is for the awning, and that makes the patio awning outside come in or out. Okay, this right here is this disconnect. This turns off the battery power to the trailer. You really want to leave that on when you're camping. So if you were going to put this away, you're done camping, then you just shut that off and that'll kill the power. Also, you have different buttons up here. This one button here you turn on, and that turns on your water pump. You don't need to turn that on if you have a water hose hooked to the side, because you have forced water. This other button over here turns on your hot water heater. When you turn that on, it lights the hot water heater automatically, and then about 20 minutes later you have hot water, a whole 6 gallons of hot water. Okay, And then you have different buttons for the different lights and so forth inside the RV here. And then you also have a porch light button here that turns on the outside porch light. Okay. Then this is your monitor panel up here. So if you see it says bat, that means your battery. You push it and you hold it, and it shows that your battery is fully charged. You hit fresh, that's your fresh water in your freshwater holding tank, and it's full. And then your black tank is empty, and as you start to fill them up, the lights will move up based on how much you have in your tank. And the gray tank, the same thing, it's empty and it'll fill up as well. And then your auxiliary tank, and that's what that's for right there. And that's how you monitor when you need to dump your tanks. We went over outside on how to dump the tanks, so but basically that's what you would watch there as you go along. Okay, you have a really nice counter here. You have this privacy shades here. These shades move up like so. And the cool thing, this trailer here, you got this TV that is motorized, and there's a button right over here that you would push, and that brings this TV up. So you hold that, and they'll bring this TV up out of this cabinet, and then you let go of the button once it's fully extended. And then you have your remote controls over here for the TV, and also down here you have the coolest thing ever, a fireplace, a simulated fireplace in the trailer. So basically all you do is use the remote control and that would turn that on. Okay. You have if you notice, you have a lot of different cabinets and drawers and storage spaces around here. Also on the ceiling here you have stereo speakers that are attached to the TV as well as to your stereo up here. So you got your stereo right up here, and basically you would turn that on and then turn it to whatever station. And this is also a DVD player and a CD player. All these things are combined right in this little receiver that you have here. Okay. So moving right along here, you have your sofa. This is a sofa sleeper, and the way this works is you would basically remove these pillows, you lift up, and you remove these pillows, and then you flip the bed over like so, and it flips over, and then you lay the cushions flat, and that's how they would make into your bed there. You've got the electrical outlets here, and this dinette would also convert into a sleeper. What you want to do to convert this is you remove all the cushions, you just take them up out of the way, and then you would get this table, and this table is sitting on these two pedestals, these two poles rather. You move the table off the poles, and you take the table. Once you get the table off, you pull the poles out of the floor, and you can just lay them right here on the side, and then this table is going to lay flat, and it's going to sit right in here and fill this in like a puzzle piece. Once you have the table down, then you lay all the cushions flat, and that converts into another bed also. Okay. Over here is your thermostat, and that turns on, that controls your air conditioning or your furnace, and that's your thermostat. And then basically you just adjust the temperatures based on, you know, what you want, air, cool, or whatever, and then set the temperature from there. Also, in the bathroom here, you have a couple of things here. One thing about an RV is that you only want to use RV toilet tissue that we provided for you, or you need to make sure if you run out, make sure you only buy camping tissue. You don't want to use a tissue from home because it's too thick, and when you use it in the toilet, it'll clog up the sensors in the toilet, and then you'll be getting false readings on your monitor panel. So make sure you only use the right tissue there. Okay. When you do start to use the toilet, you want to put some chemicals in the bowl. So you grab a bottle of chemicals, and if you look over here at the toilet, you step on the pedal, and that puts water in the bowl. So you always want to put water in the bowl before you use the toilet anyway. So if we are going to treat the toilet now, which we aren't, but just to show you how to do it, you grab a bottle of chemicals and you pour about half the bottle right into the water, and then you would just step on that pedal and flush it all the way down. And then that will put the chemicals in the tank, so when you start to put any waste in there, it'll help keep any smell down. Another thing about this, right now we're just taking water straight from the water tank, and I have the toilet seat up. Guys, I know we learned a long time ago about putting the toilet seat down, but let me tell you this. If you have that toilet seat up and you are connected to the city water, you're going to have a lot more water pressure. So what's going to happen is when you step on this pedal, this water is going to be so powerful, it's going to slush around here and it's going to give you a leg shower. So remember, guys, always put the toilet seat down before you flush. All right. Over in here, you have a couple different things here. You have your outlets here. You have an exhaust fan here that will help pull out any fumes, and you can crank this exhaust vent open. One thing to remember, some exhaust fans have a cover over them and some do not. This does not have a cover over it. So that means is if you have this open and it starts to rain, guess what? It's going to come right down inside the RV and flood the RV. So remember to always close those if it's not covered. And you don't want to drive with that open because the wind will be hitting that and it'll damage that vent cover. And your light switches are pretty self-explanatory. And if you look over here, you see this very nice shower, just like at home. Left is hot and right is cold, just like anything else. And these are designed to keep that door from popping open when you're driving down the road, when you're towing the vehicle down the road. And over here you have your sink and so forth. Okay? All right, let's move on to the bedroom here. This trailer happens to have a king-size bed in it. That is so cool. Most trailers have a queen island bed, but this is a king-size bed in here. So, as you can see, you got a really nice bed. You've got an air conditioning return vent here. You can open and close this, and that sends more air right down over the bed. And if you close it, it sends more air to the vents that are situated throughout the RV. Also, you have your light switches overhead, and then you have another thermostat on the wall back there for the back air. You have two air conditioners. You have the one up front for the front half of the RV, and then you have the one in the back for the back bedroom. Okay? Some RVs have storage under the bed. Hey, guess what? This one has storage. You basically just lift this up and you can store shoes. Ladies, look at that. You can put a whole bunch of shoes in there. Even though this is camping, but there's plenty of space for shoes. So you can store things under there. And then of course you have those shades that come down like so. Just basically have it pull it down. And then this right here says exit. This is your emergency exit. The way this thing works, you lift it up like this, you move it over like that, and you push that out and it swings open, and then you can climb out of the window and escape from the vehicle. Okay? And then you have your door for privacy here. And then you have your cabinets, and then you can hang things here. There's racks in there where you can hang clothes and things like that. And then you can store stuff up here. That pretty much covers everything in here. I hope I covered everything, and if you have any questions, please give us a call. Thank you.